Now Biden was who he is, you know. Now, there's a talk show host, Larry Elder. Anybody know Larry? Oh, yeah. Okay. So Larry had did this thing. It must have been 6 months ago, or maybe longer. Driving, listen to Larry Elder, and Larry has a speech. Biden making a speech. This is maybe a year ago. Biden's making a speech, and Larry, who's got a great sense of humor, he's saying, "Oh, really?" He's saying that he's talking to Biden's speech. You know what I mean? Well, that makes a lot of sense. Why don't you say that again? And then he says it again. And it's like he's doing this, and then he's explaining it. And I'm telling you, the piece is a classic. It's like it's a classic Larry Elder, you know, piece on politics, with all of the intelligence and all of the humor that he has, and all the insanity of Biden. Well, Biden is, he just blah, blah, he just goes. Now you think that most of the time you say, Joe, yes? Go out there and talk for an hour and a half and see if we can just keep this bill on the table. All right. It's almost like that's his expertise. It's just talking, filibustering. That he's good at that. Now, I think Joe Biden's a decent guy. I think he's probably a good father, good husband, and a decent man. And he's a hard-working guy. But he just has that. Something's wrong. The wheels aren't on the road. You know what I mean? It's like something's going. Now, did they know about this before? Everybody knew that about Joe Biden. You know what I mean? And we all we're playful about him in a sense. You know, we see him at these meetings and he cranks up some kind of anger and stuff, but it's not real anger. It's not, Joe, that's enough of that. It's like that. It's like you have one of those uncles in the family. You know what I mean? It's enough. You can sit down now. One of those. But anyway, that's what I feel about Joe. I have an affection for him, and on the other hand, I think he's, you know, and so they got what they got, and one of the big dilemmas they had coming into the choice was, what are you going to do about Hillary? And Hillary had a lot of steam and a lot of popularity and a lot of votes there, and whatever, I don't know how it happened. Did Michelle Obama say Hillary's out, or what? That's what the rumors, but you never know about that stuff. I can't really say that. But how did they make the decision for Biden? Well, you know, he's got all this foreign policy expertise. He was on the Foreign Service Committee, or whatever it is. Yeah, but what was he doing there, fellas? I mean, what did they think about Joe Biden? Are they just because he doesn't speak their language, they're more impressed with him than they should be, or whatever? But they choose Biden. And at that time, I felt, you know, those of us who are conservative and feeling that the values and the philosophies of the country and the whole idea of the country was at risk here. This brilliant idea that the Founding Fathers came up with, the Constitution of the United States and everything that was put into place for the freedoms that we have, was at risk with this election if we didn't, you know, if we didn't have a conservative in the White House next year. So anyway, so I was really, and then I knew that Hillary, if he chose Hillary, maybe it would be, they would never get along. They would never be able to get along.